We have seen demand draft and NEFT and credit card. Okay, so now I will continue the topic related to credit card. Look that credit card operations. Credit card operations. How it will work. Okay, so you look that first one, first step. The card holder make a purchase using a credit card. The card holder using a purchase using a credit card. With the help of credit card, we can purchase the goods on credit basis. The merchant must obtain authorization. They must obtain authorization for the purchase. From where? From the issuing bank. Those who issue the credit card to the applicant, the card holder. Okay, card holder. Okay, so the merchant must obtain authorization for the purchase. That is the first step. So second step, the merchant swipe the credit card through POS unit, point of sale terminal mission. You can see that in every supermarket you can see that point of sale missions. So suppose if you are submitting your ATM or debit card, so they will give which one point of sale. So you have to insert the card. So here the merchant swipe the credit card through POS, point of sale unit. Then the POS machine send authorization request along with the card data to acquiring processor. Who is a acquiring processor? Acquiring processor. You studied under parties to a credit card. Acquiring processor means he is the credit card processing provider. Credit card processing provider. You studied under parties to a credit card means it is a third party merchant service means or he is a independent sales organization. We studied no parties to a credit card. Independent sales organization means they work with the acquiring bank. They work with the acquiring bank means the merchant bank. Acquiring bank, merchant bank, not issuing bank. Issuing bank means card holder bank. Okay, so he works with the acquiring bank. For what purpose? To make sure that all the transaction for each merchant account, through the acquiring bank, through the acquirer are processed correctly. That is their work. They work with the acquiring bank, acquiring bank to make sure that all the transaction for each merchant account through the acquirer are processed correctly. That is their work. Okay, so the POS machine send authorization request along with the card data to the acquiring processor. He is the credit card processing provider. Credit card processing provider, third party or independent sales organization. Okay, or first data. Okay, example that the first data. Then the acquiring processor, the first data routes the authorization request to Visa Card Association. Association of Card Association, Visa, American Express, okay, Discover, already this is a MasterCard. Okay, so the independent sales organization route the authorization request to Visa. Then what they will do, Card Association, the Visa then forward the authorization request to the issuing bank. Okay, first machine send the authorization request along with the card detail to acquiring processor. Then the acquiring processor send the request to Visa, then Visa send the authorization request to the issuing bank. Then the issuing bank verifies the authorization information, then check the account for available funds or credit, available fund or credit, and sends an approval or decline to the card association to Visa. Okay, then they will check, then they will send approval, otherwise decline to Visa. Then Visa, what they will do? Visa route the approval or decline to the acquiring processor, independent organization. Then the acquiring processor send the approval or decline to the merchant's POS terminal, POS machine terminal. Next, the merchant complete the sales with the customer. Okay, so if it is approved, the which one the customer is billed for the transaction on his next monthly statement. Already we said, suppose if you make a transaction today, so I have to make a payment in the next month. That is the benefit of the credit card. Okay, purchase now, pay later. So if approved, the customer is billed for the transaction on his next monthly statement. So these are the operations of credit card. Okay, so whenever we present the credit card through POS machine, they will send a request to the request along with the card data to the acquiring processor. Then acquiring processor send request to the Visa. Then Visa forward the request to the issuing bank. Then issuing bank will verify the transaction. Then sends an approval or a decline to Visa. Visa route the approval to the acquiring processor. Then acquiring processor sends approval or decline request to the POS terminal, merchants terminal. Then the merchant complete the transaction with the complete the sales with the customer. Okay, so these are the credit card operations. Next one, batching. Next topic, batching. Here what they specified. Authorized transactions are stored in batches, which are sent to the acquirer. Batches are typically submitted once per day or at the end of the once per day at the end of the business day. What it means? Means after the close of the day, after the close of the business today evening, after the close of the business, the merchant transmit the days 1 day's credit card transaction to the acquiring bank. Note, after every transaction, we have to submit the details to the which one acquiring bank. So it will be costly. For each transaction, we have to make processing charge. Some amount we have to give. Okay, but normally what we are doing, we are submitting the day's credit card transaction to the acquiring bank in a batches. That is called batching. So if you are not submitting at the end of the business day, because the validity period is there for which one submitting the transaction. So it is specified by the issuing bank. So on that base we have to follow. Otherwise it will be invalid. So it will not affect the card holder credit card account if the validity period is over. If that the transaction is submitted to the which one issuing bank, acquiring bank, because acquiring bank will collect the amount from the acquiring bank will issue the instruction to the issuing bank for debit the amount. Okay, so we have to submit the transaction at the end of the which one after the close of the business to the acquiring bank. So that is called, it is called batches. Okay, that is called batches. So batches are submitted after the close of the business day. So not after every transaction we are submitting the details of the transaction to the acquiring bank. It is not like that. Okay, after the close of the business day, the day's full credit card transaction to the acquiring bank. That is called batching. Okay, that is called batching. Next one, clearing and settlement. So we'll continue. First, data submits a request to Visa. Then Visa in turn submits request to issuing bank. Then issuing bank funds Visa. Then Visa in turn fund issuing bank fund Visa card association. Then Visa in turn fund to acquiring processor. Then acquiring processor settles fund with the merchant. So these are the clearing and settlement. Means here means the acquirer send the batch transaction through credit card association, which debit the issuers for payment and credit the acquirer Means here what they specified, the issuer pays the acquirer for the transaction. The issuer bank pays the acquirer bank for the transaction. That is about clearing and settlement. Okay, the issuer pays the acquiring bank for the transaction. That is about clearing and settlement of credit card. Okay, submit request to Visa, Visa submit request to issuing bank, then issuing bank pays fund to the Visa, Visa in turn to First Data settle the fund with the merchant. Okay, so that is about which one, clearing and settlement. So the acquiring bank which debit the issuers for payment and credit the acquirer bank. So that is about clearing and settlement. Next one, funding. Here you look that this is the funding. First sense you can understand. Once the acquirer has been paid, the acquirer pays the merchant. Once the acquirer has been paid, the acquirer pays the merchant. So if the bank got the amount, the acquiring bank got the amount means, then they will credit in the merchant account. Okay, so the merchant receives the amount. They will receive the amount minus. They have to minus the totaling the amount minus some amount they will deduct. Who will deduct? The acquiring bank will deduct. So they will take some fees. So discount fees, some charges are there. Whenever they accept the credit card, whenever they process, the acquiring bank process the credit card, or the merchant accept the credit card, so they have to give some amount to the acquiring bank. So discount fees, then mid qualified right. Discount fee means it is charged from the merchant whenever they process whenever the bank process the credit card. Otherwise, mid qualified right. Whenever the merchant accept credit card, they will take some amount from the merchant. That is mid qualified right or non-qualified right. Non-qualified right. Non-qualified right. Non-qualified right means suppose if the merchant accept corporate company's credit card or a foreign credit card, in this case, the acquiring bank will charge some amount from the merchant. That is about which one funding. Okay, so once the acquirer has been paid, the acquirer pays the merchant, but they will credit the amount minus some fees, discount fees, misqualified, mid qualified right and non qualified right. So after deducting the fees only, they will credit in the merchant account. Okay, that is about funding. Okay, funding. So next one, charge backs. Charge backs. So what do you mean by charge backs? So you look at that a chargeback is an event in which money in a merchant account, money in a merchant account is held due to a dispute relating to the transaction. So anything you understood? No. A chargeback is an event in which money in a merchant account, money in a merchant account is held due to a dispute relating to the transaction. Means, example I will tell, if you don't receive, suppose we are a credit card holder, if you don't receive the amount from the merchant account within 30 days, okay, so back is an event in which money in a merchant account is held due to a dispute relating to the transaction. So if you don't receive the amount goods you bought, you may be able to get money back. So here the merchant account is held due. So you have to give the amount to the which one card holder. So we know that these chargebacks are typically initiated by the card holder. So how the steps? It is initiated by the card holder. Okay, so if it is in the case of chargeback, what they will do? So the issuer, the issuing bank, return the transaction to the acquiring bank. They return the transaction to the acquiring bank for a resolution, for solving. Okay, so then what they will do? The acquirer, the acquiring bank, forward the transaction, forward that which one charge back to the merchant. So he can accept that which one that charge back, or he can contest it, or he can participate, or he can participate in that in the complaint. So if example, if it is which one fair, then what they have to do? They have to give the amount to the which one card holder. So then the acquiring bank will give the amount to the issuing bank. So this is the step of chargebacks. So that what do you mean by chargeback? It is an event in which money in a merchant account is held due to a dispute relating to the transaction. That is chargeback. It is initiated by the cardholder. Then the issue bank, which one, what they will do in the event of chargeback, the issuer bank return the transaction to the acquiring bank for a resolution. Then the acquiring bank forward the transaction, forward the chargeback to the merchant. He must accept that which one chargeback. Okay, so that is about chargeback. Next one, how is the interest charges calculated by the credit card companies? Interest rate, how to calculate? So you look at interest rate, about interest rate. Credit card usually avoid interest charges if the balance is paid in full each month. If you make the payment, suppose today I purchased goods with the help of credit card for rupees 5,000. So the period is 1 month. So within 1 month, if I pay amount, then I have no need to give any interest. But they will charge full interest or the entire outstanding balance. If I didn't pay the amount 5,000, so from the date of each purchase, they will calculate from the date of payment. From the date of maturity onwards, they will calculate the interest. Okay, so how to calculate the interest? So interest, how to calculate? APR divided by 100 into ADB divided by 365 into number of days revolved. So through this way only, we are calculating the interest. So what do you mean by APR? So APR is equal to annual percentage rate, interest rate, annual percentage rate, annual percentage rate. That is APR, annual percentage rate. What do you mean by ADB? ADB divided by 365, number of days in a year. ADB is equal to average daily balance. Average daily balance. Average daily balance. Average calculation not there. Okay. Only compound interest we have to calculate here. You have to know the how to calculate which one interest rate of a credit card. Average daily balance. Average daily balance, how to calculate? It is calculated by multiplying the daily interest rate by each day's balance. Okay, how to calculate average daily balance? It is calculated by multiplying the daily balance, multiplying the daily interest rate, multiplying the daily interest rate, daily interest rate, calculating the daily interest rate by each day's balance, by each day's balance, each day's balance. Otherwise, so average daily balance means, suppose after 1 month, if you are not paying, so if you are 15 days, if you are not paying means the 15 days balance. Suppose 5,000 I am not giving means 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 5,000 full divided by that 15. So we will get daily. So it is no needed daily. It is calculated by daily interest. So through that way we can find it. Which one? Average daily balance. Okay. So 5,000 if I am not paying means 5,000 out of 5,000 after 3 days if I am paying 2,000 means that according to that basis. Otherwise, if 5,000 after 1 month 15 days if I am not giving means that 5,000 plus 5,000 15 days. So divided by 15. So you will get average daily balance. Then divided by 365. then what we have to do? Then into number of days revolved. Number of days revolved means number of days unpaid. Number of days unpaid. Okay, so that goes unpaid. That goes unpaid. Number of days unpaid. If it is 15 days into 15. Okay, so through that way only we are calculating interest of a credit card. APR divided by 100 into ADB. APR, annual percentage rate, into ADB divided by 365 into number of days revolved. Number of days revolved. That is which one now? Interest calculation. Interest calculation of credit card. Interest calculation of credit card. Okay, next one, benefit to the credit card holder. Benefit to the credit card holder. So first benefit, the main benefit of credit card holder is convenience. Convenience. Okay, convenience. So convenience means it is a compared to debit card or check means. So here means they are getting short-term loans to the credit card holder. But if it is a debit card means we must deposit the amount. Then only we can use the debit card. Here means they are giving a short-term loan quickly to a customer. So one limit they will specify that within that limit we can help to buy goods and services with the help of the credit card. Okay. So next one, many credit card offer rewards and benefit package. Okay, suppose if you use credit card, suppose if example, if you are buying goods through online shopping, through Amazon, Flipkart, suppose if we have the credit card, they are giving lot of extra offers. Okay, so whenever you purchase the amount from online, you look that, you can understand that. Okay, so if you use the credit card, extra 5% discount, extra some other more percentage also they will offer. Other package also they will offer, warranties. Okay, insurance protection. So they will offer if you use the which one credit card. Okay, sometimes if you use the credit card, we will get a reward point also. Reward point also, cashback also they will offer. Okay, so we can redeem it for cash. They will give cash, which one redeem cash point, otherwise product point, otherwise they will give airline ticket, tour package. So that is, these are the benefit to the credit card holder. Convenience, they are getting short-term loan facility, then they are getting lot of rewards offer. Okay, to the credit card for promoting the credit card only. But it is good only, so no need to carry any cash. Okay, which one now? Then one thing only you have to remember, you have to pay the amount on a particular time. So then no need to give interest. Otherwise, no, they will charge more interest. If you are not paying the amount at a particular month means they will charge more interest. Okay. Next one. So already I said they will give only to the reputed customer. Suppose if you took a loan from the bank, so if our repayment is good, okay, repayment is good means correct time. If you are repaying the amount means they will issue the credit card. Okay, so if you pay the balance on a time also they will give more, which one, more amount. Suppose now if they are giving that, which one, within month you can purchase 20,000. So if you are repay with this correct and up to date means they will give more amount, more credit limit they will offer. So that is about which one, benefit to the credit card holder. Next one, benefit to the merchant. Benefit to the merchant for accepting credit card. Benefit to the merchant for accepting credit card. So here first point, for merchant, a credit card transaction is more secure than other form of payment, such as checks, such as checks. Okay, so which one? If example, it is more secure. It is more secure because for a merchant, so they will get amount from the which one, issuing bank. They will get amount from the issuing bank. If you suppose if you receive a check, suppose if I am a merchant, I received a check from any person. Okay, but after collecting the check, suppose that person have no any amount in the bank, then it will bounce. The check will bounce. So in this case, which one? The credit card will be more safe. Okay, here means the issuing bank have to give the amount to the merchant after the transaction. Okay, so they are not considering whether the consumer will make default on credit card payment. That is no merchant no need to worry about that matter, because after the transaction they will get amount from the issuing bank. Okay, so that's why it is more secure than check. Okay, because check will be bounced. So lot of we can see that suppose if you get a check means it is not safe. If the example the person have no any amount in the bank means, suppose they given 10,000 amount check to us, but he have only 5,000 amount in the bank means check will bounce. So in this case, the merchant have to give the amount. They will deduct some charges. Bank will deduct some charges because which one, dishonored check they given, bounce check they given. So next one, next also, cards are even more secure than cash also. Why? They discourage theft. Theft is, so the accountant will take amount, the clerk will take amount if cash is there. If you receive cash means they will take it. For example, through card means no problem. Okay, they can't take amount from the which one, merchant. So it discourage theft. Look, my merchants employees and reduce the amount of cash on the premises building, or which one, on the which one, that locker. Clear now that it is credit cards are even more secure than check also, cash also. Next one, credit card reduces the back office expenses. Suppose if you receive a check from the customer, what we have to do? We have to go to bank and you have to collect the amount from the which one, the customer. It will take a time. So then for that we have to go to bank for a transportation expense also there, labor expense also there. So it reduces the back office expenses. Okay. So this is a benefit to the merchant for accepting credit card. Okay, more secure than check, more secure than cash, then it reduces the back office expenses. It's a benefit to the card holder, convenience, then they offer rewards and benefit package. Okay, next one, cost to the merchant for accepting credit card. So if the merchant accept credit card, so last point related to credit card. Okay, cost to the merchant for accepting credit card. So already we said merchant are charged several fees for accepting credit card. So the merchant is usually charged a commission of around 1 to 4% of the value of each transaction paid by the credit card holder. 1 to 4% of the value of the transaction. So they have to give to the merchant. So then they have to give interchangeable, which one? Interchange rate for each transaction. Or in addition to the commission, they have to give interchange rate. Okay. Then for merchant, they have to lease the processing, which one? Terminals, POS terminals, point of sale terminals. They have to lease or you have to buy. Okay. So they have to give then telephone line, it is needed, separate telephone connection is needed for processing that credit card transaction. Okay, for that, so for that purpose they have to spend a lot of money also. Okay, so then which one? Merchant must also satisfy the data security compliance standard, which are highly technical and complicated. Okay, so the finally merchant assume the risk of chargebacks by a consumer. If any chargebacks are there, that time also who have to suffer? The merchant have to suffer. Okay, so mainly the commission have to give, then they have to give the way, another charge, interchange rate for each transaction. Interchange rate also they have to pay for each transaction. Interchange rate. Okay, then already we said discount rate, mid qualified rate, non qualified rate. That also they have to spend. Then they have to lease which one? Processing terminals. Then telephone facilities needed for accepting the credit card, for processing the credit card. So these are the cost to the merchant for accepting which one? Credit card. Okay. So these are the things about which one? Credit card. Okay, so credit card. So what do you mean by credit card? So only it is provided to the reputed person. So with the help of the credit card, we can purchase the goods on credit basis. Okay, so interest usually begins 1 month after purchase, and the borrowing limits are prescribed by the issuing bank. Next, we studied about credit card numbering. First 6 digits for a card association. Next 9 digits are account number. Final digit is validity check code. Then we studied parties to a credit card. First one, card holder, the customer. Okay, the holder of a card to make a purchase, that is card holder. Then card issuing bank, the institution, the bank or institutions that issue the card to the which card holder. Merchant, the individual or business accepting the credit card, that is merchant. Next one, acquiring bank, the bank or financial institutions that process the credit card transactions on behalf of the merchant, that is acquiring bank. Then independent sales organization, we said it is a third party that work that work with the acquiring bank to accept the credit card transaction. Next one, merchant account. So it is a bank account that allows the business. It is a type of bank account that allows the business to accept online credit transaction. Otherwise, it is the organization that the merchant deals with. Next one, credit card association, association of card issuing bank. Okay, so that only they only set the transaction terms for merchants. Then the transaction network, the system that implement the mechanics of the electronic transaction. Then insurance providers that offer the purchase production package. Next, credit card operations. Here means which one? First, what they will do, merchant swipe the credit card using POS unit. Then the POS unit send authorization request to the acquiring processor. So already I said what do you mean by acquiring processor is the credit card processing provider. The acquiring processor route the authorization request to the Visa, then Visa forward the authorization request to the issuing bank. Then the issuing bank only verify the transaction, verify the amount, and send approval or local to Visa. Then Visa route to the acquiring processor, then acquiring processor send the approval to merchant terminals. Then merchant terminal complete the sales with the customer. Okay. Then if it is approved, the customer bills for the transaction on his next month. Then batching, authorized authorized transactions are settled in batches, means after the close of the business day, the merchant transmit the day's transaction to the acquiring bank. Then clearing and settlement, we said first acquiring processor submit the request to Visa to issuing bank, then issuing bank fund Visa, then Visa in turn fund to first data, then first data settle the fund with the merchant. What one thing you have to remember here means the issuing bank pays the acquiring bank for the transaction. Next one, funding. So once the acquiring has been paid, once the acquirer has been paid, then acquirer pay the merchant. But while paying the amount to the merchant, they will deduct some fees, discount rate. Discount rate, whenever they process the credit card, they are charging some amount from merchant. Then mid-qualified rate, whenever they accept credit card, they have to give some amount. Then non-qualified rate, whenever they accept corporate or foreign card, they will charge some amount from merchant, that is funding. Then charge back if you don't receive the goods you bought with the help of credit card. There is a chargeback facility. It is issued by the card holder. It is an event in which money in a merchant account is held due to a dispute related to the transaction. Next one, how to calculate interest. So if the balance is paid in each in full month means we have no problem. Otherwise, we have to give interest. How to calculate? Average percentage rate divided by 100 into average daily balance divided by 365 into number of days unpaid, number of days unpaid, revolved. Next, benefit to the merchant for accepting a credit card, convenience, then more secure than cash. Then it reduces the back expense for processing of check cash. Then cost to the merchant, 1 to 4%. Then additional rate, discount rate, mid qualified rate. You have to lease a terminal facility, then a telephone facility. Then we have to follow the data security compliance standards. Okay, for that purpose they have to spend a lot of money. Okay, so these are the things about which one, credit card. Next, debit card. So that we'll study in the next class. Okay, thank you.